Hello, everyone, and welcome to Twillow Talk. I'm Janice Coughlin from the Twillow Lifestyle Community, Twillow Lifestyle Academy, and I am joined today by my beautiful co-host, Jennifer Jerkowski.
Hello, hello.
And we have another beautiful guest today, Vanessa Leo. Hey, Vanessa.
Hi.
Yeah, so it's a week. I mean, we usually jump right into the energy update. And so I think maybe we will.
Yeah.
If that works.
Let's do the energy and then have Vanessa introduce herself.
Well, yeah, I guess in fairness, we should probably let Vanessa talk first.
Yeah.
No, she is the guest. So Vanessa, why don't you tell people about you?
Yeah, my name is Vanessa. I'm a massage therapist here in Ottawa. I'm a shamanic practitioner. I do all sorts of things, sorts of new things. Massage, I've been doing it. Oh, yes, okay. Massage, I've been doing it for about, 7-8 years now. My focus areas have been, they've been kind of mingling with my shamanic work. And I usually work on some visceral manipulation and craniosacral. And it's magical and beautiful, and I love to help people. So I'm here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yay.
So how long have we known each other, Vanessa?
Oh my gosh.
You didn't know there was a quiz with this, right?
Oh, of course. I'm like 5 years, like 5-ish years, I think, around
Something
that.
like
Yeah.
Got many lifetimes, right? So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot longer.
really a lot longer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's exciting to have you on for the first time.
Thank you for having me.
Sorry, guys, I forgot to put my ears in.
All good.
There we
Good.
go. All right. So, and you guys know what Jen and I do, so we don't need to go into a whole lot of detail. We just do stuff. And, spiritual and shamanic and energy healing stuff. And, Sufi Alkahina for Jen. Stuff.
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 So, speaking of the stuff,
What I say
stuff is updates and tracking kind of what's going on in the world.
Exactly. Let's say hello to a couple of people because they were really patient and waited around for us while we were having our little techie issues. And so welcome, Hypnocity. Hello. And we have Foco Poco.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Kaylee.
Hi.
And we have K-Shade.
Hello.
Welcome. We also have Sham. Hey, Sham. Thanks for joining us. So we're just kind of getting started here. Thank you, everyone, for coming through. And so the energies, our energy update. I'll go ahead and start with the techie kind of stuff. So this is our Schumann over the last little bit. You can see there's a couple of little sort of spiky things here, but really it's been nothing like sometimes, right? Sometimes we've got those big white sections and it's just like huge spikes. It hasn't been. So this is an interesting thing. And our power is like under 10. So for the last few days, it's pretty much been under 10. So that's kind of an interesting thing because when we look at this, we've had some nice little spikies here. So we did have one this morning that was an M9.4, it says there. And so that's pretty close to an X class. So we're going to feel that in the energies. And, we've had a whole bunch, and we've even had, we had an M1 or 2 here, 1.9, so we've had a few today. And this just, throws a wrench into things, and we just kind of feel it. So, yeah, I'm feeling the energies. Definitely a lot happening in terms of that. What's going on with and I keep saying today, my apologies. Yes, Hypnocity, it would. Yeah, I would say it would, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the M9 would definitely contribute to that. I think I felt that very quickly this morning. Kind of woke me up, I think, actually, early morning with that. So definitely it was one that bumped up against us pretty well.
bumped up against us. All right.
The energy bumped up against the Earth's energy, and we kind of went, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it Mercury retrograde today? Is that starting today?
I think it did.
Did it? Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Oh, that explains a lot. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah. I knew it was coming this week. Jen, why don't you tell us what else is coming this week? On that happy note.
Well, I mean, we've got a few retrogrades going on, right? Jupiter,
We do.
at least on the human design side, we've got Jupiter in retrograde. What's going on? Uranus is in retrograde, and then we've got it's just a little all over the place right now. And we're also in the middle of the 34 transit, which means we're going to be switching to the 9th transit before our next Twillow talk. So I'm going to talk about both of them. So I'm just going to do kind of a brief overview to get through that. So the 34, which is what we're in now, and we're going to be here until the 28th, I believe, is when we switch over to the 9th. And it's interesting. This is the power of the great. The 9th is taming the power of the small. So there's some, balancing happening here. All right.
Power dynamic.
For this one, it's the gate 34, and we're looking at the energy of, it's the shadow of force that moves into the siddhi of majesty through the gift of strength. So if you've been feeling this, these past few days, like you just have to make things happen, right? Feeling that urge to push, to make things happen, just notice that is in the energy right now. Let's see if we can take a step back from that and go, okay, hold on, right? I don't have to make anything happen right now. It really is about strength, and strength that comes as a collective strength, right? This isn't about individually forcing our way through anything. It is really about allowing ourselves the opportunity to kind of ground into the strength that comes from being in alignment, right? Which is very, very different than that forceful energy. And so the victimhood that can come from this is the victim of your physicality, feeling like you can't do it, like you don't have the power, you don't have the strength, you don't have the ability, right? That whole like, I'm exhausted, I'm just weakened, I'm whatever it is, right? So notice if those narratives are coming up for you, because that is also in this energy, right? And so, if we talk about like the the two kind of sides of this is, if we're reactive, we can be very bullish, right? That like bull in a china shop, I'm going to push my way through, I'm going to make it happen, whatever that means, to the rest of anything. I want to say like, yeah, be damned, right? Like, it's just like, I don't care. I'm just going to make this happen. Where we can also fall into this kind of like self-effacing, like, I just can't do it. I don't have that ability. I'm, not able to tap into anything. I feel really disconnected. So just like notice if those things are coming up for you, because as you're able to tap into the strength of this energy, you also get to tap into potentially the siddhi here, which is really operating from a place of harmony, right? And having all of the strength that you need to move forward when you're moving forward for the collective, right? And for what is good for the collective. So just notice that. And then that energy is going to shift for us on the Thursday that, into 9. And 9 again is that taming power of the small. And this is really energy about focus, right? So what we're looking at here is the shadow of inertia, right? So we just went from boom to right?
I'm done.
And
I was a little spurt and I'm done now.
Well, I'm noticing how we can, how when we are forceful, it does often lead to that kind of stop point and not being able to move anything through. Whereas if we're moving from that place of strength, then we can go into this gift of determination and still have that ability to continue, right? And move forward. And then the siddhi for this is invincibility, right? Like that whole, you got this, like you got this. It is okay. But we have to be able to notice what's happening inside of us. And if we're feeling like we're caught up in you know, it's the energy for the details, right? So you want to make sure that your focus is on the right things and not getting caught up in all the little things, because the details here are going to be important, but you can end up as a victim to those details, right? And that ultimately leads us to inertia, right? There's too much. I can't make a decision. I can't, think about any. It's so funny. What comes to mind is The Good Place, Chidi. I don't know if you guys watch that show at all, but it's a funny show. But anyway, he's constantly in this place of I can't make a decision. I can't make a decision, and so noticing how that stops him from doing anything. Right. So just notice if we're caught up in the details, if we're trying to figure everything out, we're not allowing ourselves to really move in that place of depth of understanding. And so those are the energies that are here and that are coming. So really just, again, it always comes down like be good to yourself, be kind to yourself, allow yourself to notice what's happening. And as you notice what's happening, give yourself permission to kind of go, oh, I see. Okay. I recognize this. And now I have the opportunity to do something with it or do something about it.
Cool. Mm-hmm. We don't know anything about indecision, do we, Vanessa?
Oh, oh my God.
We were just talking about that today.
Uh-huh.
So,
okay.
Yeah. And so we've got, this is for the first transit. It's been a good thing, at least for the moment. And ethnicity says seasonal affective symptoms abound for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would say that's pretty accurate, right? That would be similar. The fatigue thing is coming in for a lot of people. A lot of my clients are feeling that way. And I mean, people are just, it's almost like nobody seems to know quite what to do. They know they're supposed to be doing something and they don't know quite what they're supposed to be doing. Well, but there's like urgency.
Like roller coastering with emotion. If I could put it that way, right? Like a lot of high highs and low lows. And we do have that kind of experience happening. And, I think that's the one thing that I love about the gene keys being brought in to the transits, because we look at everything from the shadow to the siddhi and using that gift to really be able to navigate between them. Right. And so we can look at that and allow ourselves to just understand the energies, and just by understanding them, we can give ourselves that grace.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay when it's heavy. It's okay.
Yeah. You feel so dang lazy, too much to do, so I do little. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
that's that overwhelm, the sense of overwhelm that comes, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So notice if that feels heightened, come Thursday. And again, just give yourself permission to be where you need to be. But part of that too, when we look at that 9 energy, is what am I focusing on? Right? Mm-hmm. If I have a to-do list of 20 items, that's too overwhelming. Can I pick one thing on that list and say, I just want to accomplish this today? Right? And just allow yourself to have permission to just do one thing that when you're done it, it's going to light you up, right? You're going to feel good about it.
Yeah. I think I have felt that sort of overwhelmed feeling in the last week. So I'm not surprised that that's what the transit is about, for sure. But I did find, like, I guess Friday and today would be days that I felt like it's been busy, but I was like productive busy.
Mm-hmm.
The other days I was productive too. I suppose I was teaching, but it was like an all-day thing. So not like trying to get all those things on the to-do list done. It's a different kind of busy.
Yeah. Well, when you find you're just kind of go, right? That balance again, right? Can I rest? Can I take some time to take care of myself?
Yeah. A good lesson.
It is.
I've been working on that. I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I'm going to just let go and stop forcing situations because I make myself sick or, all sorts of stuff. So it's a good lesson to learn.
It is. Yeah. I know that for some reason this time of year is like that for me. I get to this point where I'm like, So I always look forward to Christmas because I book time off at Christmas. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Doesn't mean I'm not taking care of myself now, but I look forward to the break.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I was just saying it's interesting in terms of you saying like today and yesterday have felt a little bit more kind of productive. Because today is a get things done day if you're looking at line days, and yesterday was like networking and connecting kind of day to get things moving.
That makes sense.
Right. Whereas the day before that was a line 3 day, and that's like a bump up against stuff.
Really? Oh yeah, I guess it was. Yeah. When I think about Saturday, yeah, for sure. What was Friday like?
Friday was a line 2, and line 2 days are more like hermit days. It's like a go with the flow kind of day too, but it's more of a in your own energy kind of flow day, right?
Yeah, it was all for me.
I had to work. I want to go home.
Yeah.
It's fascinating when you look at the different lines and the impact that they have, because each transit has a slightly different energy on each of those line days too, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. So stay tuned. Jen's working on a class, I think, so that we can all figure out how to do what she's doing.
Yeah.
Hint, hint.
Yeah, I am doing that. No, I am. Yeah, but if you're interested before the class, like on the website, and I think I'd given something to Twillow. I'm not sure if it's on Twillow or not in terms of how to read the human design calendar.
I think it might be in the
membership.
Yeah, so sign up for membership, guys. It's free.
Yeah,
and there's all sorts of cool stuff in there.
Get to see kind of, at least what's going on. And even if you don't really have an understanding of it yet, it's interesting to kind of just pay attention and go, yeah, you know what? Every time it's a, line 3 day, I'm kind of experiencing this. And you go, all right, I'm beginning to understand how I feel with the energies, right? Because we're each going to feel them a little bit different as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, Vanessa, would you like to pick a couple of cards for the guides to tell us what the energies are going to be like this week, please?
Around this week. Okay.
Let's see what the energies are telling us. The guides are telling us for this week.
Honestly, some of the cards kind of popped out, and so I don't know if it's about this week or if it's just kind of a general thing. I want to go with both.
Something we have to know.
So the first one is the Stargazer card, and it says, set your sights higher. So, yeah. And then we've got Mirror Guardian. So take time to reflect.
Beautiful. They're such beautiful cards.
They're so beautiful. And then the last one here is Winter. And it says, take care of your needs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, you can't make this stuff up. That all goes with the transits.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think these cards are kind of like they're telling me pretty much the same thing you were saying, Jen, is like, now that we're kind of moving into this next phase, kind of planning, but resting and not really like jumping the gun onto it. We want to kind of plant the seeds first and watch everything kind of grow. But a lot of it is like, taking your time and self-care right now for a lot of us. There's a lot of heavy stuff going on. So that's kind of what I'm getting with these, and just don't be hard on yourself, because we all do that.
I think every one of us does that.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of what I'm getting with those.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's kind of everything Jen said, and I was like, oh gosh, how am I supposed to
bang on?
It's okay. Right? It's good. You share what you've got, because that's what.
Yeah, no, they popped out, and I was like, of course, yes, perfect.
You can't make this stuff up.
No.
I think we say that almost every week, don't we? Or anytime we're doing card readings, anyways, we say you can't make that stuff up. It just happens.
Yeah.
It's all faith.
Confirmation.
Exactly. Exactly. Well,
So
it's interesting. So because we pull the cards, so I was shuffling, and one fell out as you were doing yours. So the cards that we, are using potentially for conversation. Am I getting enough rest to restore my energy and fully show up to my life?
There you go.
Yeah. My answer is no. I'm a work in progress, and I'm working on that. And just so you guys know, Jen is not on fire. She has incense going.
Yeah.
It wafts in front of the camera every so often.
I'm smoking.
Hot stuff.
But no, it is just incense.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, golly. All right. I'm going to read the back of this for you.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Maybe it has suggestions.
Well, I just love even the first line of this. You are the asset.
Ooh, that speaks to my human
I like
resources
that.
head.
Mm-hmm. This body is your vehicle. Notice how your body is feeling. How much sleep are you getting? And what can you do to help your body rest? Today's soul action, take a bath, put on some lavender essential oil, go to bed ridiculously early, or give yourself a timeout today. Notice your body thanking you. Today's mantra, the more I give myself permission to rest, the more I can contribute.
This is true, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I love that first line. You are the asset, right? Like how often do we not, consider that for ourselves? We are the asset. We have to take care of this vessel that we've been given.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first year I can remember, had zero plans for Thanksgiving. I feel kind of lost, but relieved to not have expectations that go with serving a big meal.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, and Shem is in a different time zone from us here, so it's 3:33 for her.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Here, I was getting ready, and we saw 444. So they're all communicating right now. This is what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So rest is our topic.
Mm-hmm. Well, taking care of ourselves, right? And whatever that means. Like I loved even on here where, yes, we can take a bath, have the oils, all of that, but whatever it is that is going to give us that rest. But yeah, when I said, give yourself a timeout today, I love that. So often with my kiddos, I get overstimulated and I'm like, okay, guys, mama's overstimulated. I'm taking myself a timeout. I'm putting myself in my room. 5 minutes.
I never could understand.
I'm not allowed to talk to anybody. I'm not allowed to I gotta give myself a timeout.
I never could understand why the kids thought that was a punishment.
I loved my timeouts. But it is such an important thing to notice where we're at and what we need in any given moment. Right.
Sure.
And if we're noticing like, okay, yeah, I am in this place of being really overstimulated. I'm not able to ground. I'm not able to focus. Then I know I'm not showing up for them the way that I need to be. Mm-hmm. Right. So to be able to say, yeah, I need a timeout. It's okay.
I'm going to my room.
I like going to my room too. I just decorated it with like little twinkly lights, and I'm like, this is so cozy. And
that's like my meditation
I'm
room.
here to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have twinkly lights. But
they got a little tangled though. It wasn't a great process putting it all together. But they're beautiful now. So.
Awesome. Hi, Rachel. Welcome.
Hi, Rachel.
Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay. So they're telling me we should pick some of these. These are self-care cards. Mm-hmm. So let's pick some of these for suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
So see what resonates for y'all. Because
and to have
I'm
everybody
just going to pick
too. If you guys want to share what's going on with for self-care, what are some of those, things?
What's your favorite way to care for self?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's going to be different too for each of us. Like I know for me personally, I, regenerate in my own energy. right? I'm also introverted and I need to have that time by myself and to clear and all of that. Whereas some people really, get generated energy by doing something or by being with people, right? So that self-care can look really different for each of us.
That is actually the card today, Rachel. Can you read the front of the card there again, Jen, please? Just for Rachel.
Am I getting enough rest to restore my energy and fully, sorry, I'm reading it backwards, show up to my life? My camera's mirrored, so I'm reading it like in a mirror, but
she's doing really well for that, don't you think? Okay. I have to physically have friends demand I sit down and not move for me to actually stop. Yes.
Yeah. So making space for yourself to be able to do that, right? Giving yourself permission to do that.
I think that's a big one. Giving ourselves permission to do the self-care. Because we think we have to do stuff for everybody else all the time, but we need to do our own self-care.
Yeah.
Right? And self-care looks different for absolutely every one of us. Some of you might be to nourish your temple. Oh, yes. There we go.
Yep.
Can we talk about energy draining activities versus energy gaining? Okay, so in order to talk about that, we have to talk about the introvert versus extrovert versus omnivore, right?
Fair.
Yes, a worthiness thing. Yeah, we all have to feel worthy, in order to take care of ourselves. That's kind of part of the
It's
thing.
interesting too. Like Hypnicity has a comment there. Funny, I've been asked to shine my light, but I feel like I'm on a dimmer switch. And you know what? Sometimes we have to be.
Yeah, sometimes.
Right? Sometimes we're not meant to give our energy away to just anybody all the time. Right. And I think that as much as, there's a lot of talk out there of you just shine that light, you just let it be, right? There are going to be times where we need to protect our own energy, right? I'm not meant to give that to anybody all of the time, right? So to be able to do that, but to do that because you've chosen to do that, not because you feel you have to or somebody else is doing it to you or anything like that, right? So just to be able to kind of notice the difference when you're going, you know what, this might just not be my place, my energy, my whatever. That's okay. I'm going to take that step back versus somebody's going, dim that light. And you go, no.
No, I'm not dimming my light. I'm not. It's not happening. No. Isn't that the energy right now? No.
I don't want it.
No, I'm not going to go in and forcefully shine that light on somebody who doesn't want it.
That too.
Right? There is a difference with that, right? To be able to go, you know what? You don't want it. That's okay. That's okay. You don't have to want it. I'm not
going to do it anyway, but you don't have to want it.
But, no, I'm not going to dim it for you, but I might not shine it in your direction. And that's okay. Right? So just noticing, the energy and what it is we want to put our energy towards, right? Towards what, Rachel was saying, it makes a big difference when we're putting our energy towards what we want to put it towards.
It does. Yeah. And that's where they talk about, so what lights you up, right? When they talk about lighting you up, speaking of your lighting, it has to light you up if it's going to be energy raising.
Yeah.
Is that the word she used? Energy gaining. It needs to be something that lights you up for that, right? So what makes you happy? And I know Bashar talks about this all the time, that's really how we should be living is, okay, what do I want to do right now? What lights me up right now? Do that. Okay, what lights me up now? Do that.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're more productive, we're happier, higher vibration, we don't resist. We don't have the same kind of resistance. So resistance is another thing that really sort of drains our energy, right? It's our own resistance to things, as well as if we bump up against other people's resistance.
Yeah. Well, and what with Rachel's thing really quick, what comes to mind too is the human design piece, right? We talk about generator energy, which is 70% of the population. So potentially, a good amount of people that are on with us.
Yeah.
Right. And so generators manifesting generators, it's about that. It's, what does my sacral want to say yes to? And even if it's emotional and you have to ride that wave, once you ride it, it's still, what does my sacral want to say yes to? What am I doing that my sacral is saying no to? Right? Really being able to understand where you're putting your energy that is, building or draining.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, I think so. For Kaylee's comment, like I call myself an introvert, but there's specific friends I want to be around when I'm low energy because I know they raise it. I think there's also that component of others' vibration, right? So when you're with someone that their vibration is lower than you, it can be a bit draining. There's a physics law, right? High vibration and a low vibration, you put them together, the low vibration is going to rise. Well, this one's going to be feeling that a little, right? As opposed to the other, where the lower one is going to rise to it. So, yeah, it's kind of physics. Yeah. I know I say that with like a physics.
I love the science. I don't know.
Jen's the science nerd. I'm not. And I'm not calling her name. She often calls herself the nerd.
Oh yeah, I say I geek out, and that's my thing. So
geek. Sorry, I did have the wrong term.
I don't think it has to be a bad thing, though.
I don't take it as derogatory in any way.
Perfect. No, it's not meant that way. It's meant with love. I'm always envious that she knows all this science stuff. I'm a feeler. I just feel my way through life. Okay. Yeah. So this is because that's what lights you up, Rachel, right?
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Jacqueline, what lights her up is lactose-free peanut butter chocolate ice cream.
Nice.
I would like some of that right now.
Take that.
I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I keep asking myself, do I follow the feeling or not?
So I'm going to answer you from a human design perspective. And I don't know your design, so you'd have to take a look. But if your solar plexus is defined, it means that you're an emotional authority, which means that you don't follow any particular feeling until you've ridden that wave completely. Okay? You want to feel the feels, feel the highs, feel the lows, feel them all until you get to a place where it feels like, okay, you know what? I may have some clarity now, right? They're not pulling me as much. And that's when you can really know how you actually feel in a situation. If you don't have your solar plexus defined, then it's going to depend on what else is. But if it's your sacral, it's yes or no in the moment. Do I feel like doing this? Yes, I'm going to do it. Do I feel like doing this? No, I'm not going to do it. Right? For those that have spleen, it's really about, is this safe for me to do or not? Right? And the hit that you get generally is it's either not safe or whatever. Right? That's the way the spleen is.
Whatever.
Not really clear. I have a splenic authority, so it's but that piece where you're able to kind of go like, oh, you know what? I'm getting that, not going there, not doing that. It's not safe, right? And so it's like, okay, then we figure it out. So being able to know your design is going to help you answer that question because it is going to be different for each of us. Mm-hmm.
So if you go to Jen's website, right? You've got a thingy on there that you can do your own design.
Yeah, if you go to myholisticself.com and then on complementary modalities, you can click on the human design and then just put in your information and you're going to get a huge write-up. It's totally free with a ton of information on there so that you know what your design is. And there's a lot of information on there. So, but if you're
self-projecting?
Yeah, I've always struggled. So self-projected energy, Kaylee, I think this is such an important piece because you talk about that idea of needing to be with friends, and self-projected energy needs to hear themselves say what's going on inside of them, not because they need feedback and not because they really need to care at all what the other person has to say, so much as they need to know how they feel as they're saying it. right? So that idea of I really need to talk it out, self-projected, mental projectors, both, they have to have a sounding board, and a sounding board that they trust. Right? It's not going to just say, oh, we'll just do this or just do that, because that's not what it's about. You're not really even asking for advice. You have to hear how you feel in your body when you say it. And if you can do that, then you'll know what to do.
I have a friend like that. And, you know, we'll set up a Zoom. Be like, I really need to talk to you. I'm like, okay. We get on a Zoom. He talks about his problem. And then, oh, that was great. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you later. And I'm like, okay. Glad to help. And I've hardly said anything.
Yeah, because it's important for them to feel it in themselves as
They must be that.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. She's a generator.
Okay, perfect. Are you a pure generator or an emotional generator? Because that will tell me everything I need to know to tell you what your authority is. Yeah. And Kaylee says it's true. So Fogo Pogo says it's true.
Yes, it's true. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
Have you done yours, Vanessa?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a Manny Gen.
Oh yes, that's right.
And yes. I think I'm
always surrounded by my Manny Gens.
I swear it's so validating though. Like when I read my human design, I was like, whoa. It's like everything that was said to me growing up that suppressed it. And I was like learning about myself again. And I was like, oh my God, okay. So I'm supposed to do a million different things at once. The things that obviously light me up, but it's super fascinating and I love it.
Yeah. I found that too. And I because I'm like Manny generator too, right? So I've got all my fingers and all these different things that I do. And sometimes I'll do the self-judgment thing. I'm like, am I trying to do too many things at once?
Right.
Like, should I be focusing on this? And then I talk to Jen. She's like, you're a Manny generator. It's what you do. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
If you had to do just one thing, you'd lose your mind.
Well, and I get bored very easily. And I used to think that was a bad thing.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, it's not a bad thing.
It's not.
It's a good thing that you keep things fresh and you're always trying something new. And, you know, and I'm okay with, you know, that old fail thing because, you know, you just do something different.
I'm getting used to that too, though. Honestly, people were like, "Oh, like don't tell people that you failed something." I'm like, "Why? I failed it. Like it didn't work for me, and either it taught me something or it just showed me that I didn't like that anyway. So I'm gonna move on to the next thing."
Well, that's the other thing that's beautiful, like when you look at manifesting generator energy, because sometimes you have to try something first before you know if you actually like it or not.
Yeah.
Right. And so, you know, a lot of times what is considered failure, and it's like, well, no, I just had to try it, you know, try it on for size, see how I felt. And then I decided, you know what, it's not for me. That's not a failure.
No.
I think failure
it's just a trial.
Is beautiful, though. I don't think there's anything bad about the word failure. I think it's beautiful. I think it teaches us so many lessons, and you know, you either move on to the next thing or you've learned from it and you try again.
Yeah. Yeah. What's coming to me right now? So interesting. They're bringing it back. So here we are talking about failure when the whole kind of topic was about getting enough rest to restore ourselves. And how many of us think that if we stop, if we rest, we're somehow failing.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So now here we are going, yeah, I embrace failure. And yet there's this kind of core belief or something, and this is often conditioned into us, that if I stop, if I let myself rest, if I let myself do self-care, that I'm somehow failing on all these other things that I'm supposed to be doing. Right? So can we embrace that in a very generalized way across the board? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not just me that says that. Kaylee, but yes, that is something I say. Oh, and Rachel said she's
sacral.
Sacral.
Yeah. So then, Rachel, it really is about that. Though yes or no questions. in the moment, asking yourself, do I want to do this? Yes or no, right? And notice if the mind jumps in, right? One of the examples that's really cool is somebody comes up to you and says, hey, do you want to go out for dinner? And you go, oh, yes. And then immediately the mind goes, I think I want Chinese food. No, that's the mind. That's not what your body wants, right? Because you're not responding anymore. You've jumped into the mind. So just notice, when those things happen, but take a lot of time to really, step back and get the yes or no questions.
And what do you mean by split definition?
That should be talked about in there. Split definition is it means that our chart, what's defined in our chart is split. So a single definition means that everything that's defined runs along one circuit. Split means that there's two different kind of circuits that are running through there. There's also, a triple split and a quadruple split, but the idea behind a split definition is that you may find that you're always looking for the other, like somebody else, to bring that split together. So you're going to work really well with other people. You're going to be able to, you're going to want to connect and have other people's energy as you're going through stuff, where somebody who's an individual definition likes to just go it on their own. They like to just kind of plow right through and do their stuff and don't necessarily want to be bothered right. So that's what that's about, but there should be a write-up on that on the page as well.
Big hello to Leah. Hey
Leah,
nice to see you. And yes, Hypnocity says doing nothing is often it's perceived as lazy, but it's not, because you're being.
Yeah. And
right? Being is important.
So important. Yeah.
Yeah, Kaylee says similar, right?
Yeah.
If you're not being productive, you're not contributing, and so you're lazy.
Yeah. And again, we look at the conditioned belief that we hold, and at some point we kind of have to go, okay, is that really true? Right? And if we can take that step back and go, you know what, it's my mom's belief, or it's my dad's belief, or it's whatever's, belief, but to me, that's not actually really true. Okay, so now what am I going to do with that?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, wrong one. It jumped up on me. Hello, Garnet.
Hello.
I know it looks like I'm like waving for no reason. Hello, Garnet. Welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, this morning I heard be gentle. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's so important to be gentle with ourselves, right? And even this whole idea of what you guys are talking about with, the narrative that if we're not, doing something, we're being lazy. Like, who said that taking care of ourselves is not doing something, right? This idea
of taking care of ourselves is sitting reading a book, or just sitting.
Taking care of yourself is doing something.
Yeah.
Right? So it's foreign to us. It feels foreign. We're not used to sitting around doing nothing, right? So it always feels like a bad thing.
Yeah. And allowing ourselves to rest is one of the best things we can do for ourselves and for others.
Absolutely. Because we can't be of service if we're exhausted all the time, right?
And grumpy.
Yes. I love that, Leah.
Yes.
Love will be the energy that sustains us. Yeah. Taking care of the asset.
Exactly. Is there a stone for self-acceptance? I'm going to say citrine would be a good one. And I'm also feeling like carnelian as well. So the two of them, and using them together is coming through as a really a power combo. So citrine and carnelian is what I would say. Hello, Sharon. Rest is natural and nourishing. Indeed. Indeed. Oh, and Garnet says hello to you guys.
Hello. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Oh, jasper. What color jasper have you been carrying? Let me see. Because there's a few different ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Shem is a manifesting generator.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking citrine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That with the carnelian will be a good balance for that area,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can sort of stand in that sort of creative power.
Mm-hmm.
A tan colored one. Tan jasper. Okay. I guess I'd have to see that. Does it have markings on it? Ooh. Love blue calcite. It's awesome. We used to have some on my desk. Do I still? Probably underneath my mess.
You got lots of crystals going on over there.
I do. Usually I can grab them quickly. Not today, sorry.
All good. All good.
Yep, not today. I love blue calcite though. Great for calming.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, where is it here? Moldavite. Yes. I do have some of that sitting here, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do.
While you're looking for, oh yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
It just happens to be here. That's like the only piece we have right now in the store. So it just happened to be sitting here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just wanted to go back because I think it was Leah who had said about like lumbar energy.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. And when we look at the body and the parts of the body, right, the back and support, especially that, lumbar area is a big one for that.
Mm-hmm.
So when we look at grounding and self-care and all of that, like, are we supporting ourselves? Are we taking care of ourselves? And so I just think that that's an important kind of full circle
Mm-hmm.
piece.
Yeah, for sure. So she says it's marble, tan, and brown. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not coming to mind right at this moment, but. And you're wearing Tektite, Moldavite, and Herkimer diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's.
I hope you're taking a break from that sometime. Those are all powerhouse ones.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the color I was just showing you is the Moldavite. That's that beautiful green color.
Mm-hmm.
We aren't doing readings today, yeah, but we do have a monthly readings thing that we do. Or Jen and I and Vanessa, we all do readings. So you could book with us as well. You can get the information below. It's like kryptonite, Superman Moldavite, not to be taken lightly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, sandstone is beautiful. Sandstone it's like got its own sort of color pattern. I mean, it sounds like we're not on topic, but really crystals, resting with your crystals is a perfect way to regenerate what you're looking for.
Crystal bath.
Right?
Well, it said take a bath. It didn't say what kind of bath.
Crystal bath.
Crystal bath. Yeah, which could be in water or not.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I do crystal baths here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, zebra stone. Yeah, zebra calcite is great. Hypnocity says she's an energy healer. She has all kinds of rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. It will, indeed. Some people actually feel ill with Moldavite, though.
Yeah.
So you do have to start in small doses with it. And it tends to be star seeds that are really attracted to it more than people that are really earthy. The earthy ones can still use it, but the ones that I've met that have been kind of almost ill with it because it's too much are often earthy people, and they're not like starseed galactic kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a galactic stone, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Well, now I'm like noticing it though, because I remember like certain people in my life who were like, "Oh, I can't touch that because it just does not make me feel good," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Now
It's because they're just not galactic, so it's really, really foreign to them,
right.
and it doesn't feel good, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
And it's also extremely high vibration.
Yes.
And so if someone's a lower vibration, then it's asking their body to really kind of
Mm-hmm.
pull itself up, and sometimes that can be a little much for
A
people.
little too much. Okay.
Yeah, green tourmaline's great.
Mm.
All about the heart chakra, right? Tourmaline, I love tourmaline, no matter what color it is, particularly black tourmaline, because that's just, protective and
Great, yeah.
comforting and
Clarity and
grounding.
protection.
Mm-hmm.
You know what my favorite is?
What's your favorite?
The Vivianite.
Vivianite, yes, that's right.
It's like a blue-green. It kind of reminds me of the Moldavite.
Yeah, but it's more teal, right, than the Moldavite?
Yeah, it's like a more bluey green. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's
The most protective stone. Okay, so that I'm going to say it depends. I would say there's some that are really good for that. Black tourmaline, obsidian, jet, even like your tiger's eye, those kind of things. But it really depends on you. Oh, hematite too would be really. Hematite is the one that looks like this. This is like actually a protection amulet. That's hematite. But some of them you may find too heavy. So hematite, I find it too heavy. I find I end up feeling very, not quite depressed, just heavier. Like it's almost too protective for me in terms of the weight of it. But it really depends. Like those are good ones to try. If you find all of those too heavy, then I would recommend something like a selenite, where you're going more towards transmuting the energy instead, which is this is beautiful. Anyways, it's great to have around. Makes me tingle. I like it. So. That's interesting. Speaking of rest, anytime I take melatonin, I feel nauseous, like my body is fighting the effects. It's interesting. Well, you might have like I suppose it's supposed to be natural, but in terms of stuff, but that our body is supposed to produce it. But it could be that whatever's in that particular melatonin, you may have a sensitivity to it or something. I don't know. I would definitely check with your pharmacist or something, or your
I wouldn't take
naturopath.
anything if
Brands
it doesn't
matter.
feel good for you.
No.
Mm-hmm. Every brand is different. They all have different stuff in them.
Yeah, and melatonin is something that the body produces naturally. So if the body is producing it, you want to be careful about what you're adding to it without having that guided insight.
Yes, exactly. Always a good idea to talk to, naturopath, doctor, pharmacy, something like that.
Nutritionist.
Holistic nutritionist, yeah. Before you start taking something. I heard something about people trying to provoke out-of-body experiences. We'll take it. I wouldn't do that myself. That's not a great idea. We can do out-of-body experiences without that. It just takes a little bit of practice. So I wouldn't be recommending that.
No, and out-of-body experiences generally happen when we're in a light sleep anyway, not in a deep sleep.
Right.
So you want to, just be mindful of what you're doing. And you want to be really careful with just taking something for, some other kind of reason, because it does affect your body, right? Even if it is something that we naturally make, if we take it too much, we might mess up our own production. So you really want to be careful with that kind of stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah, not a naturopath. Going to say talk to one of them.
Yeah. I think that's what I gotta, we're not in that field, so it would be a good idea for you to talk to one of them for sure. And I know a few, so let me know. We actually have Nicole Coleman, who's a nutritionist. She's a holistic nutritionist, and she's also a supplement specialist, so she can help with that kind of thing. She's got the training. She's with the Twillow team, but there's also lots of other things too. Yes, it does appear we've gone on a Twillow tangent. Exactly. Yeah. Yes, a herbalist. That would help too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently it's 5 minutes, Jen.
Yeah, I got the last of the cards here.
Oh my goodness.
We're down to 4. Wow. So here's the deck that we're using. Seeds from the Sacred Feminine. And I do think it's going to get us through the year, but we are down to the last 4. So
home play.
Listen to the wisdom of your feelings.
If you're feeling like you need sleep, sleep.
So let's see what we got.
With your crystals. I'm just trying to sum up the whole conversation in
Pretty much.
Here we go. Listen to the wisdom of your feelings. Your feelings are trying to tell you something, grandchild. Did you know that of the 4 sacred bodies, the emotional body is the least understood and respected? It's time to change this imbalance. Your feelings are wise keepers of your present story. They know what is going on at every moment and cannot lie. Listen to the emotional impulse. If it is uncomfortable, it may be signaling that your thoughts have taken you astray. Your thoughts can feed you untruths. They can try to convince you that your feelings are wrong. Don't believe them. Ask your feelings what they are trying to say to you. Be curious about their message. Feelings are wisdom keepers no matter where they sit along the negative or positive spectrum. Use your mental body to acknowledge when your feelings have been stirred. When the mind works in collaboration with the emotions, great leaps of understanding occur. Understanding leads to compassion and a sense of well-being. Let your mind follow where your feelings lead. You will be surprised at the wisdom you find.
Well, we were talking about that with the authorities.
Well, and it's interesting, right? We talk about the different bodies, and we've got our mental body and our emotional body and our physical body. And, I know the card said that the emotional body is the least we listen to, but do we actually listen to any of them in a way that is, healthy and productive?
That takes practice.
It does.
Yeah.
Right. And being able to, listen to the emotional body, the emotions often too will kick in if we're not listening to our physical body, or if we're letting our mental take too much control. Right. So being able to really step into, and I love the quote from Rumi, the guest house, right? Being able to recognize that all of these emotions come as visitors and they come with messages for us. Right. So to allow ourselves to hear those messages. And sometimes those messages come in, feeling overstimulated or feeling anxious or feeling sad because we're tired or because we're not taking care of ourselves, right? So noticing those things does help us to do that self-care.
I just wanted to, cross my hands and say, I'm going to my room again. Apparently I need some alone time.
You can do that. For sure.
So take your alone time.
Yeah.
And get some rest this week. When you're not doing these things, Jen, what have we got going on this week? Do you want to talk about Wednesday?
Yes.
We have something going on Wednesday.
We do have something going on Wednesday.
Gotta check it out.
So Wednesday at 7:30,
Eastern Standard.
Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be live, and we're going to be doing the word is leaving me. It's like we're going to do a group ceremony, meditation, practice to bring in love and peace and unity.
Yeah, we feel like, we need more of that. So we want more of that in our lives. So we would love to share that with all of you.
Yeah.
So join us on Wednesday at 7:30. It'll be on healing. Yeah, we might do some group healing too.
Yeah, I think that, we had talked about it, whether or not we're still doing it, but we're going to it was a collective, it was actually a moon ceremony is one of them. And it is on healing ourselves and then bringing that healing outward and then bringing that love in and bringing that love outward.
Yeah.
Right? So how we go about it, we'll save for Wednesday, but
we have all sorts of fun ideas. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's more than just Jen and I involved in this. So come and check it out. And it should be a lot of fun. Also, just so that you know, we do have chair yoga with Jacqueline Richards every Tuesday at 5 p.m. online. So you can do it from anywhere. It's a lot of fun. And what else have I got? I have a podcast actually on Friday with My Place Home Care. And we're talking about fall prevention this time. So that's another one to keep in mind. And Jen, we got anything else going on?
No, I think it's just Wednesday, and then that's it for next Monday. I know I have something else with Gerald coming up, but it's not until next month. So,
yeah, there's Jacqueline. Yeah, my pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Come see us in yoga. And Garnet says, I'm walking backwards for Christmas. Spike Mulligan. I'm not sure what that is.
What that is. That's cool.
But please be careful if you're walking backwards.
Yeah, just and if the price is involved, I don't know. I'm assuming that's the person, but
I have a feeling it's like I could be wrong, but it feels like it's a walk for charity sort of a thing. So yeah, that's awesome. Just please be careful. You're walking backwards. It's not a natural thing, So cool. And Vanessa,
yes.
Anything else you'd like to share? Come and see you at.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you are all interested or anybody who's interested, I work at Whole Therapy and
in Ottawa.
In Ottawa,
Canada.
That's right, correct.
She does do online. You do online appointments though.
Not
for massage.
Yeah,
but for some of the other things.
Sadly, no, we cannot do that. But yeah, I'm at Whole Therapy on Lancaster Road, and I have a few different options. I do massage, energy healing, and you can follow me on Instagram as well, or shoot me an email at the little tag there on the bottom, the Vanessa Whole Healing.
Yeah, Jen, you need to do that. Yeah, there we go, Jen. Right there. I'm in the wrong position today. I usually point.
I guess I'm kind of there too, though. Like I literally,
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
I have to think about it because for me it's actually over here, but I know that means it's really over here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. She is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she is a wonderful healer.
Thank you, Kaylee.
Yeah, we've done shares with her, so
yeah.
Oh yes, you've had sessions as well, as have I.
She's had, yeah.
She is.
She's coming back in at some point, and we're gonna do some more. So
these two beautiful ladies are two of my healers as well. So.
Mm-hmm.
And so's this one.
Yeah. Nope. See, it's opposite. What's happening?
Awesome. My.
Awesome. Jen, final words?
You know, what's coming to mind is Rumi, another quote, exhale only love.
I think this is a great final word.
Mm-hmm. Laughter is
Absolutely. Absolutely, Garnet. Laughter is a great healer. Laughter and sleep. Beautiful healers. We could all use more of both. So, we wishing you tons of love. Do the magic hearts, Jen. Do the magic hearts.
Why?
Lots of love. And we shall see you again here, 5 p.m. next week, with, lots more of whatever it is that we do when we're on here. So we will see you all soon. And thank you so much for joining us and lending your energy. Lots of wonderful conversation today. And we just value you guys so much for joining us. We do have the best chatters. So we shall see you soon. Take care now.